Good morning, Mizzou fans. Welcome back to another day of PM in the AM. Gabe DeArmond here with you on the final day that the men's college basketball transfer portal is open. That does not mean news ends. School sometimes can take up to 48 hours to process paperwork, so new entries could still hit on Thursday and Friday. Players don't have to pick a new school by tonight at midnight. They just have to say they are going in and have the paperwork submitted by midnight tonight. So let's grade Missouri's efforts in this portal cycle. We're going to do this in two parts. Retention. I give Missouri a solid B plus, and that could go up to an A. It could drop a little too because two of the guys that left, we don't really know what they're going to be. Aiden Shaw has been here 3 years, never really found a solid place in the rotation. Losing him is just, it's honestly kind of expected going into portal season. It's a little bit surprising it didn't happen one of the last couple of years. Marcus Allen, Peyton Marshall, they both showed some, some flashes. Probably Allen more than Marshall. We don't really know what either one is yet. Obviously, they have upside. If those guys become big time players in college basketball, or even good solid starters, then maybe that B plus grade drops a little bit. If they never really become much of anything, then maybe that grade as far as retention goes up to an A or an A minus. I compared Missouri yesterday to the movie Toy Story. The portal's about getting new toys, and everybody wants new toys, right? The toys that you already have are not that exciting. Like, you've played with them, they're fine. So everybody else is out here buying Buzz Light. Not everybody else, but a lot of people out here buying Buzz Lightyear in the transfer portal. And Dennis Gates, he already had Woody and Jesse and whatever other toys you liked in that movie right there. In Anthony Robinson, in Mark Mitchell, in they're hoping Trent Pierce, and some other guys on this roster. So Dennis Gates made the decision, or kind of made the bet. Hey, the bulk of our money, our resources need to go to keeping these toys we have and continuing to play with them because we think they're pretty good toys. Obviously, we'll wait and see. So again, retention B plus, maybe even A minus. The acquisition part, that's a little bit different. I mean, again, the resources, we know where most of them were going, but there have been a lot of really good players in the transfer portal. Missouri's best transfer acquisition, or most exciting, probably Sebastian Mack from UCLA. It's like, that's not a superstar player. That's a guy you hope develops into like a Tony Perkins type player, I think, So good player, definitely a piece, probably a starter next year, but not a star, I don't think, at this level. After that, Javon Porter, I mean, he's going to be in the rotation, but you're making a bet that he becomes something he really hasn't been in his first 3 years, which is an efficient offensive player, and that he can rebound at an SEC level like he did in the West Coast Conference. Sean Phillips, probably the best big man they've gotten in the portal, but that has been a low bar, to be quite honest. Sean Phillips is, he's like a 7-4 type guy last year. Maybe those numbers go up a little bit, but also I'm not sure he's a guy that plays more than about 20 minutes a game, so maybe not. And then Luke Northweather is, he was kind of an extra, frankly, later in the bench type of guy that wanted to come home, and they had a spot, so it worked out. So acquisition, let's be honest, at this point, it's like a C minus D plus. There are reasons for that, certainly, that the staff would give, that the optimists will give you, but just pure acquisition, I think that's what we're looking at, C minus D plus. So you balance that out, B plus with the D plus, you're looking at I think a C plus transfer portal season so far. I know everybody tends to focus more on the acquisition than the retention. So I think most fans are going to say they've had like a D or an F portal cycle. I don't think that's true because of what they kept, but it also has not been as exciting in the acquisition aspect as you probably hoped it would be going in. That can still change. There's no real deadline for players to pick a new school. I mean, they added Josh Gray in June last year, and he started a lot of games for them. So there's a lot of time to change that acquisition part of the grade, but also the longer you go, the less you expect like a star or a true impact type player to come out of the portal. So again, closes at midnight tonight. The news is not going to be over, but at least everybody that's on this roster, say by Friday morning, we know is going to be on this roster next season. So we're taking steps toward getting there. Appreciate you hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe. Got a couple more days of 50% off over at powermizzou.com on your first year. Check that out. And we will talk to you tomorrow morning.